Do you follow the pattern of horrible dry spell, followed by monogamous relationship, followed by devastating breakup, followed by rinse and repeat? Well, if that's you, you'll want to tune into this episode. I'm going to show you how to stop settling and create an abundant dating life after a brutal breakup with plenty of high-quality options to choose the best partner from instead of doing what most guys do, which is settling for whoever comes along next to cure their loneliness. You're listening to the Inner Confidence Podcast. My name is Robbie Kramer. I've been a coach since 2007, and I've helped countless men rapidly achieve all of their social and dating goals. My mission is simple: to help you position yourself to meet stunning women, make awesome friends, en route to becoming the most confident and attractive version you can possibly be. I am obsessed with giving you the most leveraged ways possible to win the game, so stick around, let's go. So let's go over the 3 stages of the dating game for men. The first stage is what I call hoping. Basically, you're just sitting on the apps, hoping to meet someone through, an app or your social circle. And when you finally meet someone exciting, you screw it up because you put them on a pedestal, you get too needy, and usually you screw up the texting. The good news is if you're listening to this, you've already taken the steps to move out of this stage most likely, and you're likely in stage 2 or 3 by now, which I'll explain in a bit. Most guys in stage 1 take girls on typical dinner dates with an awkward kiss attempt after dessert, which leads to I wasn't feeling the chemistry, rejection text later. They put almost no thought into texting strategy and just do what feels right. They engage in normie conversations with their buddies. You shouldn't have to play games, and you should find a woman who is right for you and not interested in playing those silly games. And this is standard cognitive dissonance, of course. And when a date goes poorly, they ask the woman for feedback, thinking she might be able to somehow provide some helpful tips for next time, and secretly hoping they can get her to change her mind. They don't understand that doing this just buries them further and slams the door completely shut on any possible future that they might have had if they were able to wait and create that opportunity in stage 2 or 3. They buy expensive subscriptions to all the dating apps, they pay for escorts on sites like Seeking Arrangements, and they hire expensive matchmakers who fail due to the wrong incentive structures and formal stuffy dates where nobody wins except the matchmaker's wallet or the girl that got paid by the matchmaker to go on the date. These services prey on rich men who have become desperate enough to throw money at the problem in a way that doesn't require self-reflection. Most guys never make it out of the hoping stage, and if they are successful and good looking, they typically settle for a 6 they were never really that excited about. That 6 understands that his frame is weak, and slowly but surely she will dominate him. She'll make all decisions about where the relationship goes, and slowly but surely he will lose access to sex with her because she will only desire sex from a man she respects and adores, and due to his inability to put her in check and captain the ship, she will lose all attraction to him. This sort of relationship does not satisfy the female tendency towards hypergamy, and she will always be looking for a bigger, better deal once she realizes that he can't do any better. Most men settle into a relationship and allow themselves to get fat and coast by, one less thing to worry about, happy wife, happy life, right? Wrong. It doesn't matter if she was suggesting all those Netflix and ice cream nights and promising she'll love you forever. If she feels your masculine edge slipping away, so will her desire. This isn't to say women are evil or manipulative for any of this. It's just happening unconsciously when you add time and comfort to a relationship. Eventually, she will likely divorce you, take all your money, and you'll just live a quiet life of desperation and take pride in your kids, your work, or pay for sex on the side. Men in this stage are also of the highest risk of suicide. So the good news, like I said, if you're listening to this, you're now at least aware that you're in the hoping stage, or you've already moved out of it, and you have the power to create an entirely new narrative for your love and sex life. So quick recap of the hoping stage. You sit around waiting for a spark. You rely on dating apps or chance encounters in your social circle. When you meet someone exciting, you overinvest, you get needy, and lose control of the interaction. You might spend big money on matchmakers and still end up settling for someone who doesn't inspire you. This leads to unhappy relationships, or worse, a life of quiet desperation. You keep hoping for a better outcome, but nothing changes until you move on to the next stage. That next stage is hunting. Before I go into that, I want to tell you about New Brew. I'm about to go golfing with my wife, and we're obsessed with this stuff. It's got no alcohol in it. It's a euphoric seltzer. This is the berry flavor. It's got kratom and kava root. So you feel kind of high, I guess, or a little bit sort of drunk. You feel euphoric without the booze. So I've been trying to cut out booze for a long time. My wife doesn't drink. And she loves this stuff. She drinks one on the first hole and the 10th tee. I usually just do one around because it's pretty strong. So if you want to grab some New Brew, you can use the link in my description. This stuff is amazing. I highly recommend it. So Back to hunting, which is stage 2. In the hunting stage, you take game seriously. You optimize online dating, but more importantly, you actually approach women in real life. You face rejection, you go on dates, you get laid, you get confidence. This will get you 6s or 7s, typically at best, which isn't bad, right? A 6 or 7 on my rating scale is quite high. In the beginning, you'll optimize your online dating profiles and you'll build your Instagram, because most women won't date a guy who has no Instagram because there's a high likelihood he's untrustworthy or a scammer. You don't need to be active on Instagram. You just need a basic profile with the 9 grid photos to show you're not a serial killer. You're not going to sit on the apps all day swiping either, like most guys in the hoping stage, but you're going to deploy a few tested scripts to see if you can get as many dates as possible. The quality isn't even that important. You just need to go on a lot of dates to get what I call target practice. The hunting stage requires wingmen, because to consistently hunt alone is terrible. It's a horrible task with nonstop rejection. I mean, can you imagine going out to bars and social places alone? People will think you're a total loser, unless you've done a lot of it and you're just comfortable with it, which is kudos to you. But it's not as fun, right? Wouldn't you rather go with your friends? Even hunting during the day is going to be brutal, because you're never going to number close more than 30 to 40% of the women you approach. And that's if you're really good at it. So way more often than not, you're going to get rejected. And you can face that rejection for a few days, a few weeks, but months and months of serious rejection is not something a human can really handle. So a wingman, even better, multiple wingmen is necessary. The trick to winning at the hunting stage is staying out of a monogamous relationship, because the longer you can stay in the stage, the better hunter you will become, and the quality of women will improve drastically, even over the course of just a few months hunting. In the beginning, you'll be lucky to bang a few 5s, but very soon, if you approach at least 25 women per week, you'll start seeing results with 6s and 7s. Maybe even you'll get lucky with the occasional 8 if she's on the rebound and you're kind of in the right place at the right time. And due to the large amount of leads, you'll be forced to learn to optimize your texting and your approach to dates. You'll realize that the less you chase, the more you chill, the better results you'll get. The tricky thing about the hunting stage is that the desire for sex and connection will be the motivator to do it, but you really need to govern yourself and be very careful about how much you actually indulge in that sex to keep it moving forward. What I see from most guys in this stage is they get forced into a monogamous relationship with the first cute girl they really ever dated. This girl will be better than any woman they've had before, and they will text her more. She will, of course, reciprocate with her communication. They will start to fall in love and spend multiple days per week hanging out. She will pressure him to commit, because why wouldn't she? Why would she allow another woman to swoop in and steal her man and all the wonderful benefits of having his provision and protection? You won't have the backbone or confidence to maintain a boundary of non-exclusivity, and he'll be out of the game. The likely fate is that eventually her stronger frame will dominate him, and he might even end up in the same fate as the guy described earlier in that hoping stage 1. Just because he learned to sort of hunt well enough to, bag her, he hasn't yet adopted the correct frame of abundance and a sense of confidence he would have reached if he made it through stage 2. So the only way to successfully hunt is to stay single, surround yourself with wingmen who push you, build a rotation of casual girls that you see no more than once per week, and keep hunting until you've maxed out the quality. You know you will have maxed out when you've built a rotation of a handful, 5 to 10, 6s and 7s. They all want to be your girlfriend. Your life will be much easier and drama-free if you remember that golden ratio of see them no more than 1 time per week and text them no more than 3 times per week. And that's not individual texts, of course. That's like 3 conversations. Most guys simply don't have the willpower or support system like the one we've created in the IC community to graduate as hunters, and they simply become serial monogamous with their hunting skills, only to eventually suffer the fate of stage 1 after getting soft and reverting back to their traditional ways. So let's do a quick recap of the hunting stage. You decide to take dating seriously, you improve your online dating profiles, you work on your social skills, you approach women in person, you gather leads and you gain experience through trial and error, and you stay single longer so you can meet more women and build real confidence. You learn how to text effectively and you plan better dates. Having wingmen or a supportive community helps you push through rejection. Over time, you attract higher quality women and you feel a surge in your self-esteem and confidence. Now let's talk about the third stage, and that is farming. Another way you could say this, some people refer to it as fame game, being famous. You don't have to be famous, of course. And if you want to ensure you'll be able to create truly rewarding relationships in which you're in control, you're steering the ship, you're wearing the pants, and have unrestricted access to sex, that is what you need to graduate to. You can't skip stage 2 because it's in those dealings with women and learning to pass their tests in which you become the sort of battle-tested animal that has the confidence to pull off stage 3. The guys who try to skip stage 2 and simply throw money at the problem by organizing trips with promoters or hiring matchmakers end up in the friend zone, simply due to a weak frame. If you aren't able to seduce women who agreed to a date with you, you have no chance turning a friend into a lover. You use all the tools in option 2 to grow your local circle, but you don't seduce them through overt chasing. You wait for them to seduce you. Instagram is vital to this because it bridges the gap between seeing them organically, which allows you to hang out in the, call it friend zone, except she didn't put you in it. So you're not really in the friend zone. You're just a cool guy in her life who hasn't shown interest, who's got hot girls around him, and this makes you different and mysterious. Fame game or farming is simple. Brad Pitt can get any girl he wants because all women understand he's desired by other women. Women are very simple in what they want. They want men that other women want. If you aren't famous in the world, you can become famous within the circle that you create. This is also the most organic approach preferred by both men and women alike. Everyone would prefer to meet someone through their friends because they're way more likely to already possess the same values and social status. So to become famous in your own social circle, all you need to do is be one of the leaders of that circle. A lot of introverted guys retreat at this idea of building a social circle because that sounds like miserable hard work to them. But let me ask you this. If you had 5 smoking hot girls showing up to a small house party and they've all expressed some sort of interest in you, and all you had to do is show up and chill, would that be a horrible time? You can't do farming alone because those 5 girls showing up to a party with just you would be awkward. So by design, you need a wingman or 2. But it's within this framework that allows you to enjoy the process. You're going to find a role within that organization that you enjoy, and that will be your responsibility. Your wingmen will take on the other roles that you don't, and you will work together like a well-oiled machine. Even if you're an entrepreneur and you wear many hats, almost everything you don't want to do can be outsourced, and that frees up your time to do what you do best within your social circle or organization, to use the metaphor. You can build a social circle around the hobbies and activities you like the most: sports, music, dancing, photography. I've even seen social circles built around that silly game called Mafia. I've seen them built around ultimate frisbee, like super dorky things, but hot girls are into that stuff too. By doing your part in organizing hosting, you'll be creating value for anyone you bring in, and that value will come back around in the form of sexual opportunity and even money. To fill your social circle, you'll use the same skills that you built to hunt, but it's even easier when you're asking for something way less intrusive than a date. It's much easier and way less rejection filled to strike up a convo with someone and ask to exchange Instagrams if you find a connection point. Rather than just asking them on a date like you would if hunting, you're going to slowly massage the relationship via Instagram by posting stories to stay top of mind with anyone who follows you, and the occasional message to check in. You're going to follow their stories too. This is what I call digital flirting, but it's not one-to-one. It's you to all of your leads, which is the highest form of leverage you can possibly have. You're waiting until you've seen the right amount of investment before inviting them to something social you're attending. When she shows up, she's going to realize that there are other women competing for you in this environment, and that will signal pre-selection, and voila, you've just achieved fame game. The goal is to befriend as many gorgeous women as possible and to add them to your social funnel. Once you have the women, you'll be flooded with guys who want a piece of the action, and you'll want to let any of them in to help you share the workload. But be careful to weed out the bad ones and only accept guys who are bringing a good amount of equal value. Your hunting wingmen are obviously in the best position to grow into the next stage with you. And seduction happens on a much longer timeline, when the girl wants it most. Men fall in love at first sight. Women could take weeks or even months to realize she really wants a guy, and that's why this strategy is so effective. Done correctly, you will position yourself to win with every single girl who comes through your social funnel due to your status and relative frame. If you're short or you have other limiting physical factors that disqualify you early with most women, this is really the only thing that's going to create consistent results with really high quality women for you. Over time and exposure at your events, she's going to understand the competition is fierce and she'll be forced to signal interest first. This is super important because it puts you in the position of the adored and gives you the best chance for a successful relationship going forward. She's always going to understand that if she isn't on her best behavior, you have a ton of viable and amazing options, since that's the environment in which she met you. The same girl could be a tyrant with a guy she meets who is in the hoping stage, and with a guy she met through farming, she might be a perfect wifey, right? It's all about your frame, and at the end of the day, a woman will act as a mirror to her man. So whether you're looking to marry your dream girl or simply have the most fun possible as a single man, farming is the solution to both. And like I always say, why not have the most amount of fun possible en route to that happily ever after scenario? So quick recap of the farming stage. You shift from chasing to creating an environment where women pursue you. You build a social circle around your interests, invite new people in, let chemistry develop naturally. Instagram becomes your bridge between in-person meets, allowing you to stay on someone's radar without chasing her. As women see your value and pre-selection, they start to make the first move. This dynamic puts you in control and gives you a sustainable, drama-free dating life. You're not just playing the field, you're curating your own environment so you always have quality options. So those are the 3 stages of the journey to navigating the sexual marketplace. Now I'm going to give you a walkthrough. All right, now that I've explained the 3 stages, let me explain how the IC community is going to help you move through each of those stages. This is the community here. On the right, you see our member list. As you can see right now, we got 19 people online, including a few bots just to help us run the Discord. And then we got 46 offline. And then we've got the belt system. And you see the names on the right, they've got a color next to them. That's the corresponding belt. So the goal is obviously to become a black belt. That is a skill set that you'll have forever. It can never be taken away from you. Defends against marrying the wrong girl. Most important part of the group are the calls that we do. We do a Sunday call. We do an upper belt call. Any belt level can come to any of the calls. You'll also see a fitness call just because we're running a fitness challenge right now. 3 days a week, we're on calls, depending on the call. You can always get a ton of, more blabbing from me, which is, what a lot of guys come for. But then they realize that the real power and the value of the group is within the network. Community tools here. If you miss a call, you can grab the call recording. We've got a general culture section. We got a black belt lounge once you get there. We got some nerdy tech stuff, which is like AI tools and that sort of thing that a lot of the engineers in the group discuss in terms of improving their dating and social life. So next, back to the inner game. We've got this big inner game thread. Inner game is obviously very important because everything is built upon it. That's why the company is called Inner Confidence, right? Next on the list, we've got a fashion thread where people can post feedback in terms of, their outfits. We've got a conversation skills channel. We've got a sex channel. We've got a relationships channel, health and fitness, self-defense, travel. A lot of guys are like, hey, I'm traveling to New York. Who's there? And I'll say, hit these guys up. Career and wealth channel. And then we get into those 3 stages that I talked about earlier, which is the first one's hunting, online dating channel. If you have any issues around matches or how to follow up with a girl, you just post those in here. Also, I link you to our online dating database. We give you all the lines and everything you need to deploy an online dating strategy that takes all the thought process out of it. If you're using an online funnel, which most people are, this is how you optimize this channel. If you're using an approaching funnel, which most guys are as well, this is where you can go in and talk about the approaches you're doing and how to optimize that. And you can start a thread recordings. So for example, you can go out and you can approach and you can record it to your Apple Watch or whatever, and you can post the recordings, then we'll give you feedback. We have a sugar daddying channel, Seeking. It's my favorite online dating site. Obviously, if you can weed through the gold diggers and the scammers, you can find the hottest women at a better ratio than any of the other dating sites. There's more women than men on Seeking, but you have to know how to do it. That's why we have the sugar daddying channel. Texting, obviously super important. This is how we're going to give you feedback on whether your texting is good or not. The last channel is the escalation dating protocol channel within hunting. Super important. You go on a date, you're going to write up the date. You're going to tell us what went well, what went poorly, and we'll give you feedback on what to do instead. Next, we have the farming channels. We have Social Circle, where you can post anything relating to growing your social circle and all the social circle game. If you're going to host a party, you're going to start a thread. Italian dinner party, housewarming party, February 1st neon party, and we're going to help you in that thread with everything. The next step is organized girl advice. And this is, I'd say, one of the most popular channels in the whole Discord. This allows you to create a new thread based on whichever girl you want help on. We can follow along for the entire duration of that relationship. And literally, we will help the entire way through. The knowledge base is the most important content within the Discord. This is separate from our huge library on the main site, but this is just the best stuff from the Discord that we have, found and made it easy to aggregate. So dating protocol stuff, party hosting stuff, hair loss, you name it, it's in here. We've got a AI. His name is Finn. You can tag him in any post or any conversation and he will answer. He's trained on all my material. So if I don't answer immediately, he will. And then we have some other fun channels. This is a hot or not rating just to make sure you're not getting catfished and to keep you objective about the sort of quality you're going for. And we've got a wins and fails channel. That's super fun and allows everyone to kind of learn from everyone's success and failure. So that's the Discord. We're probably the most detail-oriented group you'll ever find that is going to help you through every stage of the journey. We don't let anyone get stuck. We have accountability calls every Sunday where you're going to come on and you're going to tell us exactly what you're going to do that week. And if we think that's a good idea, then we'll say, great, do it. If you come back the next week and you didn't do it, we're going to boo you like this. And if you do it, we're going to say, hey, good job. Or we'll tell you that your goal is not a good goal and we'll make you pick another one instead. So those are the 3 stages of men's journey through the sexual marketplace. If you're interested in getting my help and the help of my community, hit the link in the description and book a call to apply, and we'll jump on and see if it's a good fit.